if somebody doesn't want to be in your company and they don't want to contribute to the growth and invest in the future of your company, why would you keep them around if not out of spite? And that's what Tony Khan is doing right now with the Lucha Brothers. Ray Phoenix and Pentagon Dark, or Junior, or Penta El Zero Miedo, whatever. Look, if these guys want to leave, just let them leave. I don't understand. You're paying all these people to sit around and do nothing. You're paying Ricky Starks to sit around and do nothing. You're paying Miro to sit around and do nothing. And now you're paying these guys who don't want to be here, but you're extending their contracts because you don't want them to go to WWE. Essentially, that's what it is, right? You're bitter. You're bitter. This is you being bitter, Tony Khan. You don't want them to go to WWE. You don't want them to thrive, succeed. You don't want them to actually make a name for themselves as you push your own EVPs to the top of the tag team division, of course. What else would they do, right? So, anyway, the drama started back in early summer when Penta told people he was leaving AEW and headed to WWE, going so far as to say that he was already in contact with them and that both he and Phoenix were going to be jumping ship in a package deal straight to the main roster. Okay, first of all, if that part is true, Penta should have kept his mouth shut there. I'm just saying, he shouldn't have been going around backstage bragging about this, you know? Like, I understand he was excited, right? But if this is true, right? We don't know if this is true. Because we also heard that CM Punk and William Regal had a huge, CM Punk, they had a huge backstage beef. And then we hear CM Punk saying that he had a moment with William Regal when he arrived in WWE. So, yeah. Anyway, at that time, AEW had also offered the duo new competitive contracts, hoping to keep them around for multiple years. The brothers had chosen not to sign new contracts, and around this time, AEW became aware that there had been contact with WWE. So that's what it is, right? Because they were in contact with WWE while they were under contract with, and let's talk about this, right? This contract tampering. There's no sanctioning body in wrestling or overseeing governor body about contract tampering in wrestling. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing in professional wrestling. So I don't know why it keeps getting brought up. I don't know why Tony Khan keeps bringing it up. Okay? Sending out feelers, talking to people on the other side. It's, And because they had contact with WWE, Tony Khan got petty, got vindictive, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to make you guys stay, and you're going to put a bunch of people over, basically. I'm going to make you guys stay, and you're not going to the promised land. You think the grass is greener on the other side, buddy? I mean, it is, but you're not going there. Incredible what Tony Khan, it's such a Vince McMahon move because people hated when WWE used to do this to people. When they used to tack on the injury time and extend the contracts. And they used to hate when Vince did that. I hated when Vince did that. It was annoying. It was pointless. You're not going to do anything. You're just having them sit there and you're paying them to do nothing because you don't want them to go somewhere else. It's very vindictive. It's very petty. And if they did decline the contracts that you gave them, the multi-year, if they did decline it, they obviously don't want to be there. I don't get it. Everybody wants to go to WWE. I'm sorry. Look, I know this is not what you guys want to hear. This is not what you guys want to hear. But everybody who is not already established, everybody who is not already a made man, so to speak, they all want to go to WWE. They want to go to WWE because that is where they will get the most exposure. And they will make the most money in WWE. Everything in WWE is better. Merchandise sales. Ratings. Ticket sales. That's a big one. Everything in WWE is better. There's more exposure. WWE does a lot more things in the media. They promote their wrestlers a lot more. And a lot better. Everything is better over there for anyone who wants to make it big time. That's just the facts. I'm sorry. I don't make this up. This is just how it is. Don't get upset. The Wrestling Observer News letter reported that a few months of time had been added to Penta's deal, while up to a year had been tacked on the Phoenixes. Up to a year. Jesus. And Faithful Select corroborates this report, saying that WWE has made aware earlier this month that the duo wouldn't be signing with them imminently. When AEW added time to Penta's deal, he immediately tried to do some damage control by publicly tweeting that his present was AEW, as he didn't want the promotion to also add time to Phoenix's agreement, as he was fully aware that due to various injuries, a significant amount of time could be added. As it turns out, his tweet didn't help, and AEW went ahead and added time. Wow. Penta, man. Penta, man. Like, at least he tried to fix his screw-up, right? At least he tried to help out Ray Phoenix. Tried to throw the dog a bone, you know? Oh, my goodness. Look. These guys don't want to be here. They want to go do something else. Just let them go. Tony. Tony. You're spiraling, bud. You're spiraling. You're under pressure. You can't handle it. Now you want to be this boss who puts his foot down on things like this, right? Now you want to be the tough macho man. But someone calls you a clown and you fear for your life. It doesn't really make sense to me, Tony. It doesn't make sense to me. What happened to Hangman Adam Page's workers' rights? Is Hangman going to cut a shoot promo sticking up for these guys? Oh, that's right. In AEW, you only stick up for your buddies. You only go to bat for your buddies. They must not be in with the cool kids club. And I don't mean that with a C. I'm sorry. Those young bucks are weird. They're very, very right-leaning there. They're weird. But anyway, look. What happened to AEW? They're supposed to be the alternative. They're supposed to be the wrestlers. They're for the wrestlers. Pro wrestlers. Pro workers' rights. And all this stuff. It's supposed to be a Valhalla where everything is fair. And we're not like Vince McMahon. And then they pull this very Vince McMahon move. All because Penta talked to AEW for WWE for a little bit. Man. Tony Khan, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy y'all hyped up as your messiah. This is the guy y'all said was saving professional wrestling. Thank God for Tony Khan and thank God for AEW. Wrestling would be toast without AEW. Ratings there are down across the board for both promotions, by the way, so I don't see how AEW being there made things any better. But anyway, he's obviously not the savior. He's slowly creeping to that Vince territory. Now, I'm not saying he's got all those other extracurriculars that Vince, did with all that stuff. But as far as business goes, he's definitely leaning more into Vince's side. Hey, this is the guy who said Vince inspired him, so that guy inspired, Vince McMahon inspires you. He's inspired by Vince, guys. I mean, that's Vince's boy, I guess. Vince is his boy, I guess. So, anyway, this is a very terrible move by Tony Khan. And there should be way more outrage at this, but because it's AEW and they're forgiven for everything and they're infallible and they can do no wrong, and Tony Khan is the anointed one chosen by God to save professional wrestling, then this is seen as a good move, right? And the AEW fans were already getting ready to call the Lucha Brothers overrated and all this. Dude, they're one of the best tag teams this century. They're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They're not overrated because they want to go to WWE, you dinguses. You guys did this with Aleister Black, too. Malachi Black. Oh, he sucks because he wants to go to WWE. He wants to go back to WWE, so he sucks now, too. And Miro sucks now, too. It's like, oh my goodness, shut up. Stop it. Ricky Starks sucks too. He's overrated too. Stop. You guys do this every single time somebody just wants to go to a different job. Relax. Stop. Stop. You treat these things like sports teams. Stop it. It's weird. It's parasocial. Okay? Stop it. It's a logo. A really shitty logo at that, but it's a logo. Stop. Enough. Enough. Goodness gracious.